Login where?
35. Login is done.
Done, yeah, open it. So yesterday we were talking about what we are going to cover in this Solaris administration program. So I will give a big picture of all what we are going to cover in Solaris Admin 1 and 2, so that you will understand why we are doing these topics. The big picture, okay? The big picture is very important, right? So that when you do something in these modules, you will know why you are doing that, okay? So let us start.
One question.
Yeah?
John, you have user Unix, right?
Yeah.
On 23.
Yeah.
23, right? Unix 23. So do you have manual in that Unix 23? Oh, sorry. Linux?
Linux?
User?
We are not Linux, right?
No, I'm asking.
Yeah.
Do you have manual for in that user
Yeah,
Linux?
you have that.
Can
If you log in as Solaris 1, you will see all the manuals there.
No, for Linux.
For Red Hat.
For Red Hat.
For Red Hat, you have to log in as Red, and I don't know the password, I have to check. I will let you know later. Yeah. So, we will do it in a different way today, so that you will understand the big picture, okay? If I want to create a Solaris environment, right, what is the minimum requirement? To create a Solaris environment, what is the minimum requirement? I have to have Solaris servers. Okay?
This
No, Solaris servers, the first thing, right? So I start with Solaris servers. So you have to install Solaris either in a PC or in a Spark machine. So that is the first step. You may need few machines. You may need a lot of machines. First you need servers. You have to centralize all your data in one place. And not only data, a lot of other things we will talk about, right? So to install, I need the requirement to install first. I can't just go and install a server, right? So I have to know for what purpose the server is going to be used. Okay, so you are installing a server at home. For what purpose you are going to use that server? If you install a server at home. You did already, yeah? So anybody who did install a server at home? Solaris server?
virtual.
No, but you installed, right? So what purpose did you install?
To use different operating system.
Yeah, but why you install Solaris? To practice, right?
Practice.
So you install Solaris to practice. So your purpose is just practicing. So you may need a big space in export home maybe, because you want to copy a lot of programs there and then install those programs. That may be a reason why you did it, right? Okay. But if you are doing it in a company, you have to find out for what purpose you are going to install. So you have to know the purpose. So you have to plan. Before installing, you have to plan. Right? Without planning, I cannot install servers, right? So I have to plan. Okay, am I going to install only one server in this big machine? The machine is $1 million machine. Am I going to install only one server? No, right? Maybe I'm going to install many servers. So I may be thinking whether to create zones. These are my considerations, whether I should create zones, okay? If I create zones, I can install multiple servers, virtual servers in one physical server to save space, to save electricity, to save administration cost, right? Many of them, okay? Don't worry about this bin, don't worry about that because you don't need it now. So this is mainly theory today, right? Okay. So you have to plan. You have to find out whether you are going to install individual server in, or you are going to install only a single server in a physical machine or multiple servers.
So,
Okay.
can you explain zone again?
So zones means, say I have a big machine, okay? So this machine may be quite a big machine, heavy machine. They have to transport this machine, so a lot of transporting costs, and they may return after lease, so a lot of expenses involved in there, that pay lease payment maybe, so a lot of expenses are there. And also it occupies office space, so we have to pay rent, right? And also we have to, it consumes a lot of electricity, so expensive. It has about say 64 CPUs, we assume. 64 CPUs, right? And yeah, we assume, maybe it has more than that, 256 maybe, or more than that, right? We can have a lot of CPUs. And it has say 12 terabytes or 16 terabytes of RAM. Okay? But whenever I check these machines, I don't install only one Solaris machine. One Solaris is running here. But if I check the performance of this, always the CPU is free. Right? If I turn on all the CPUs. If I want, I don't have to turn on all the CPUs. If I don't turn on all the CPUs, what will happen? Then I'm wasting the resources, right? So, if I want to save electricity, okay, I don't turn on all the resources. But I'm wasting my money in the investment, right? So, we assume that I have turned on everything and I want to make use of this system. But when I check the performance, it's super fast. I don't need that. Everything is, like CPU usage is 0, memory usage is very negligible, like that. So then I thought, okay, I'm running different applications. I am running WebLogic, I am running Oracle, I am running SAP, right? I have different applications running in the company. Why should I put all those applications in different servers and maintain those different servers, which will be very expensive for me, right? And also, if suppose one server crashes, right? Then if I have a copy of that or snapshot of that server, I can get that server back to the last point. So that's an advantage. Moving the server, easy. I'm not going to move the physical server. I'm going to move the virtual server. So it's easy for me to move, right? So all those features are there. Then what I did, okay, I divided this machine into the operating system, the main operating system which is running here, I divided that into zones. I created a lot of zones, right? Then I said, okay, I have 64 CPUs, okay, I will give only 2 CPUs for this. I will give, okay, maybe 5 CPUs for this. Okay, RAM, okay, I will give about 3 terabyte or 1 terabyte RAM for this. Maybe 2 terabyte for this. Like that I can allocate. And still I have some in reserve area. Whenever there is a need, okay, this server is very slow, okay, allocate more memory if you want to allocate. Allocate more CPU if you want to allocate. So I can do all of them. So a lot of advantages are there. So these are called zones. The main zone is called global zone. Under the global zone, we have created many other zones, right? Only one administrator, the main administrator will be having the password for the global zone, right? This guy can go and modify anything here. But the administrators for zones, they can play with only their zones. They cannot see what is happening in the other zone. They cannot go and modify in the other zone. So we are isolating the environment, right? Isolating the environment, right? And also, if this one crashes, it doesn't affect this. If this one crashes, it doesn't affect this. And when I'm installing the operating system, it may not be necessary for me to install all the packages here. I may install only few packages. The other packages, other details you can get from the main global zone. If I want, I can install all the packages left to you, right? So I have all those facilities out there. I may be running SAP here. I may be running WebLogic here. I may be running Oracle here, Oracle database, like that. Different applications are run in one distribution. So then I had to plan it. Am I going to use it for that purpose? Right? If I am using for that purpose, then I design the system in that way. I will take a system which is more powerful. I select my hardware which is more powerful. Okay? Or I will plan based on whatever I require for a good zone, where I can run a lot of zones. Okay? Then other planning is, for what purpose am I going to use it? Okay, so I have a few machines here which I created here. I thought that I should create them as virtual machines. So I'm going to install SAP. Okay, so I'm going to install SAP. SAP is an application, right? So I'm installing SAP. So what SAP requires? SAP requires a lot of swap space. Right? Swap memory should be very good, big, right? It should have a lot of memory. It's quite memory hungry program, and CPU also good, right? So that thousands of users will be using that, and they will be accessing the server fast, right? And applications will be running, so applications should go to them very fast, right? So we need more power. So we plan according to that. Okay, we are using it as a print server. Okay, print server should have a big var. Var spool should be big, right? So var file system, it should be a file system. Var must be a file system, because if var is a directory under the root file system, when var expands, then it may affect root file system, because people may be sending a lot of jobs and they may not be deleting the old jobs, right? In SAP environment and all, when we send the job, it can stay there for a long time, right? So we can use it, print it again and again, right? So like that, it may be accumulating a lot of print jobs. Your var file system may get filled up very fast, right? So I should have a large var. My home directory can be small. My home directory, because I'm not going to use it for, can be small. Users are not going to share their information here, maybe, right? Depends, right? But if I'm using it as a home directory server, then my home directory should be big. So the purpose is important. So, and also not only that, when Solaris is installed, it will undergo a few stages. Any operating system will undergo these stages. First stage is identification tool. In identification, it will ask for the computer name, then IP address, whether it is network, then if it is network, IP address, and time zone, right? All those information it will ask you. So I have to plan those information. I have to plan what I should give when it asks for the name. When it asks for the name, you don't stop the installation and go and check for the name. So you should know what name. So you should follow the standards in the company. The company may be following a particular standard when they are creating names, right? So host name should be this much. If host name is for this purpose, okay. If host is for this purpose, I like to give this name like that, right? So decide on that. Okay, time zone. Where is this server going? Those type of things, right? If it is in same place, then use the same time zone. But if it is going to be shipped somewhere, use the other time zone, right? So all those things can be planned. Before you do that, you have to know the architecture of this machine, right? When you are installing Solaris, what type of distribution you are going to select? Whether you are going to select the entire distribution, that I told you yesterday, there may be different type of distribution or software group. That's called entire distribution. Everything will be installed from the CD, or maybe end user, or maybe core with reduced network, or maybe development. For developers we are installing, for whom we are installing. So that's also important. So you have to know for whom. For developers or for end users, do you need graphics? Do you need man page? If you don't need man page, then we have something. If you don't need graphics, we have something. Man page is not necessary for end users. End users don't need man page. So we don't have to install man page in end user 1.